Well, I'm back. UPS was out the front there, hidden. So I got some total quality at work here. So we got some S&S wear. We got some new secret stuff, secret junk here. Top secret. Ew, white. I ordered white? I didn't order white. What the hell is this shit? Why would I got white shirts? That was a misorder. White work shirts. Boy, those aren't going to sell very good. Jeez, those suck. Does anybody want a white work shirt? I'm going to have to send those back. How can you work in a white shirt? It'll be black shirt instantly. Oh well. Well, let me know if anybody wants white shirts. Sure not me. Okay, so we left off on the exhaust. Okay, so it looks like this is going to halfway fit up. We have to pull up on the pipe a little bit, which was the same thing we had to do before. It didn't fit very well. Could have had the bracket a little bit lower, I guess. It would have helped us, but before that's where it was at. So this is the tension I don't like having on stuff, but there's a lot of slop in these bolts, so hopefully it won't be too much tension on it. We'll find out. I'll try to get the bolts in there somehow. These here. Okay, that one will go in. This thing should go in there too. There it goes. It went in there also. Okay, so the height isn't a problem. We do have to move the pipe in slightly. It's about a 1/4 inch of load on that. So when I tighten the gaskets up, hopefully that'll compensate for all that. Eventually it should wear itself in, so it shouldn't have a load on the pipes, hopefully. Because I don't really like having a load on everything, like I said before. I could probably, I can't bend it out. Okay. So I'm going to use lock washers on this, mechanical lock washers for temperature. Because it is going to be inside the exhaust. Well, I'm going the wrong direction. Hey dumbass, it doesn't go that way. Yep, it don't go that way. The T goes inside the pipe. So I have to loosen everything up to let the pipe slide out, and then I can put the clamps in there. Yeah. Sometimes I don't have a clue what the hell I'm doing. Well, maybe only half a clue. Okay, we don't need much movement, so just loosen this up a little bit. There we go. Should be enough. One. Two. And there's no load on the pipe because we don't have it mounted in front. These fancy ass washers are too thin. You see how much they bend already? So we can find some better ones, because these ones suck. They don't like new now. So we can find some a little bit heavier duty ones. Alright, these are a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger diameter. They should hold up a little bit better. They'll still flex, but hopefully not so much. It's really lack of room in here. It's not going in very easily. All right. Holes to precision. These are actually 1/4 inch washer, but they fit over 5/16 bolt normally. When you go on an angle like this, they don't fit very well. We don't have a lot of clearance in there, so I have to go over and find something bigger. A little bit looser quality. Crappier bolts or washers. Let's see what we got in here. Yep, about the same again. Oh, selection sucks. Alright, moved up to the good stuff. I pulled out my nice real thick ones. Smaller diameter, looser ID, so they'll fit on there easier. So these are really thick. I like a little bit bigger diameter, but got what you got. These are going over, they're going over 3/8 inch slots, so they're going to be all the way to one side on one side. But they're pretty thick washers. These are supposed to be grade H too, but probably not. You probably just look to have the look. They're thick enough, even if they're made out of crap, they should be strong. Okay. See if that fits in there better. Yeah, a little bit better. I don't know if I can get all this stuff in here. There's no room. The bolts need to be longer, so I'm going to move the bolt heads out. There we go. Talk about lack of room. Almost had it. It's going. That is extremely tricky to do. So, it's in there. You can see how it's, where am I at? There it is, right there. You can see how the bolt's coming at an angle, which is making it hard to get to. And you have to move the head of the flat out further to get room to get the bolt on it. When the T-bolt is sticking all the way to the inside, you don't have any thread, you got to shove it out. So you got to jam a screwdriver behind to get it out. And you're still working at an angle. So when you tighten all this stuff up, it's going to be at an angle, which is really not what we want right up here. So I might wind up doing is I'm going to tighten this up, and I'll probably bend this bracket this way a little bit, and hopefully pull it in. We'll see what it looks like. Everything's a little different. This one here sticks in a little bit deeper. So you touch it, don't move. So same deal, you gotta hold the bolt. Very, very little room to get in here. You're definitely working on the tips of 2 fingers at most, if not 1. Somehow you gotta hold it and turn the nut and everything else. If I get to this one. I don't believe it. I got it. That was tricky. Now we're going to pull it together and see what it looks like, and determine if I'm going to beat the pipe over further at the bracket. Alright. Tool. Looks like an envelope. So we want to see is, you can see I was pushed in the very bottom, but is there a gap on the top or not? You see how there's a gap right there? Not that much on this side, a little bit on the front. So that tells me I want to hit right on this corner here and move it over a little bit, and hopefully it'll pull in more square and straight. So that's what we're going to do. Get an idea what it's going to be. So there's our beating tools at. Here's one of them. Another one's over on the other side already. Right there. Okay. A little bit better. A lot more square now. Move it out, not much. Give it one more whack on it. Okay. I don't have that gap no more. So now, see how the envelope doesn't go in there. Nice and equal. So even though it doesn't look very square, it's a lot squarer than it was. Okay, so now we're good on that. Precision adjustments. Okay, now go ahead and torque these nuts down a little more than they were. There we go. Loose. Go up here and start tightening up these header bolts. Okay, which one's further in? Well, we loosen these up, that's why they're loose right now. That's why they're loose. Okay. Tighten a little bit harder now. Okay. Sure everything's got clearance on everything. So we got clearance down there. Obviously nothing underneath. We got clearance around a cone motor. Clutch cable's a long ways away. And obviously that's mounted good. All the hardware's pulling down pretty evenly. So overall pretty good. We'll tighten this bolt up last, which ties the two headers together. It's close up under here, but there's a gap around there and everything. So overall fitment looks pretty good. For a cheaper pair of exhausts, these are pretty good. These are only like $500. So low fives. It's a lot of stinking money in my opinion, but you compare them to $1,200 exhausts, they're dirt cheap. Okay, that's pretty damn tight. Now we got new gaskets in, they're going to have to be torqued down a couple times after they get run in. You don't want to get too much torque on those. Probably doing about 15 foot-pounds, maybe a little more, but not much more than that. Probably close to 20. Would even give it a little wrench when you put 50 pounds of pressure against it. How much is that? About that much. Yeah, about that much. Okay. Do one up underneath here. It's like a 1/2 inch. It's like about a 7/16 on top. Looks metric to me. 3/8. They wouldn't put a metric bolt on an American exhaust system, would they? Of course they would. Why wouldn't they? It's metric. 10 mil. Wonderful. It's my favorite dimension. Metric crap. There's a 10. Oh, what a shocker. It's metric. That means underneath probably a 12 or some stupid number. Bigger than that. Bigger than that. Yeah, it's about that. I think it's a 14, isn't it? What do we got on this thing? It's metric. Yeah, it's 14. Pretty big for that size of a bolt. Yep. My favorite. That old metric crap. The hell? Nuts up against the exhaust system, so it's hard to get to and hold it. Being a metric, I'll probably break the bolt. Definitely feels soft. There we go. Good old American metric hardware. That's what you want to hear. Good and solid. I ain't even got it all torqued yet. They're tight. Barely get my wrench out there. Alright, those bolts are tight. You can pick the bike up by this exhaust system bracket. Sitting there getting tight. Not moving anywhere. See how they're in there? There you go. So what am I going to do about this part here though? I still don't like having that sharp edge in there. I'm thinking I'm going to knock that out and work on it. Time to do a little worky. Alright, we'll be back.